Right, good morning, welcome back. Okay, Project FoXDWaG day 30, nearly there now. Just got to flat and polish the paintwork today. I've got 2 days off in a row. Today's Friday. You're watching this practically in real time. This is 10 AM Friday morning, and I'm hoping to get this video up by Friday afternoon for the weekend's upload, and then I'm going to be working tomorrow all day on getting that tank done, getting the tap in it, getting all the equipment back on so I can put some fuel in it and hopefully fire this thing up at next weekend. It's a big ask. Now, the first thing is the fenders. I want to do it one stage at a time. They've got a few little runs and sags in them. That's always the way with clear coat. Clear coat or clear lacquer is notoriously runny and watery compared to regular paint, certainly compared to that tough paint. When you paint satin, which I do with the tough paint all the time, it is how it is. How it comes out the spray can or the spray gun is how it stays. You can't flat and polish it, but with clear coat, you absolutely can. Because it's shiny, I want it even more shiny. And there's a couple of little runs here and there, so I can block those out and then sand the whole thing back with a 1500 grit paper, take out and polish it, and hopefully they'll both come up absolutely gorgeous, those fenders, and I can hopefully bolt them on the bike today. But talking about it won't get it done, so let's get on with it. Welcome back. Right, that's the first pass over everything. Most of it is completely satin now and super silky smooth with that 1500 grit paper. That leaves it, you can't feel the scratches at all, it's just such silk under your fingers. And this is a job you need with bare hands. It does work better with bare hands than with gloves on because you can't feel that smoothness. You're feeling for any imperfections at all. There are still some tiny areas where I haven't gone at it enough. There's still some of the original shiny there and just traces of orange peel left. That's all good, there's no wrong with that because it's not gone too far. In fact, it's not gone far enough, so that's just a little bit more I have to do, and that's what it is. You do your first major pass, so you can't feel any orange peel anywhere whatsoever, and then use your eyes, because you can certainly see it more than you can feel it, because it will be the shiny. You've got the satin finish where you've sanded it, and any little shiny dots are where you just haven't gone through that orange peel enough yet. So just a little touch up now, 2 or 3 areas, 2, 3, 4, a little bit on that bottom corner carefully, 5. So there's half a dozen on one side and probably 2 or 3 on the other side. Just little areas where I haven't gone at it enough yet, and that's always the right way. Less is more. You can do more, but if you go through it, you've trashed it. It is kind of one-way street. But there we are, happy with it so far. Just a little bit more to go, then I'll start polishing it. That's it. Right, there we are. Okay, that's it. That's as far as I can go for now. If you've ever used rattle can paint yourself, you might know that it tends, after about a month, it tends to go a bit dull, and that's because the evaporation process, it continues. There's nothing you can do about that. We've got a couple of coats of colour on this and 6 coats of clear. I've probably rubbed 1 coat off with the paper and the tea cut, and that's what this is. It's just red pigmented tea cut, and that's now glass shiny. However, this dries by evaporation, not like 2-pack paints. 2-pack paints are great, they dry by chemical reaction, they go rock hard within a week. This stuff doesn't, it takes about 2 to 3 months to go properly hard. And even then it's not as hard as 2-pack. But I'm happy with it, that's it so far. I've got the glass finish I wanted. There's nothing more shiny to be gained by continuing to polish this now. That's as shiny as it's going to get today. But in about a month or so's time, when that's completely finished evaporating and sinking, then it will get a little bit of a shadow to it. It will take a bloom on it. It won't look as gloriously deep as that. And that's when I just hit it again with more tea cut by hand, get it right up again, and then once I polish it properly with 2 or 3 layers of the wax polish, that's going to look absolutely stunning. It will look like that again, but then it will stay permanent that way. For now, that has got to evaporate and sink in its own time, and that depends on the weather and the humidity and all the rest. So hopefully we get some sunny weather, get it out in the sun, and that will speed it up. Anyway, for now, let's put it on the bike. Right, let's do the back one. There we are, absolutely chuffed to bits with that. I didn't think it would come out as well as this as a design, and I also didn't think I'd be able to bring it home to such a high standard. Both those fenders are absolutely flawless. I'm completely stoked how well they've come out and how good the design looks. Sometimes things just go right and it just makes you happy that the entire build is brought together by an absolute crowning glory at the end. I still have something to do though, the tank. The tank is going to be the hardest part, so I'm not going to start celebrating until that's on the bike. The reason for that is I put loads and loads of clear coat on all of this, and I did it so that I can sand it back and I can lose those pin lines under the lacquer. Can't feel them at all. That's the aim if you possibly can, and the tank's the same. I wanted the tank to be absolutely glossy and smooth with nothing on it. Can't feel the pin lines, can't feel the difference between the paint and the bare metal. I want it all to be underneath so much clear coat that you can't feel it, and that's the aim, but it means putting so much clear coat on it does run. So I've got quite a few runs on the tank to deal with. I'll show you how I do those in the next video. It's a careful, detailed process. Really careful. I learned it all from Milo, the master himself, and I'm going to try and put all that into practice in the next video and make that tank look as good as those fenders. Then mount it on the bike, and then it's ready for some fuel and indicators and mirrors and a seat, and fire it up and celebrate. There we go. We are that close. But that's it. I can't do any more. The tank is next. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. I'm going to update the board. I'll see you next time.
Used to be such good old friends till that day back in '63. Met my friend when I was young, lost to know my daddy's name.